Honestly, I'm just sick of them not taking me serious.
Are you ready for it? Watch this. Can you feel it? Watch this. You've underestimated everything I've been through. I think you can't imagine all the things that I can do. I see you on the pedestal you put yourself upon to. I'm a wild animal here to devour you. Watch this. Are you ready for it? Watch this. Can you feel it? Watch this. Everything I've worked for is resting on this moment. Don't know what I love more, the fight or the focus. I'm always in the shadows, hardly know that I exist. Think you're the best, but get ready for the plot twist. Watch this. Are you ready for it? Watch this. Can you feel it? Watch this. Watch this. Keep your eyes on it. Watch this, watch this. Keep your eyes on it. Watch this, watch this. Watch this! Are you ready for it? Can you feel it? Watch this! Are you ready for it? Watch this! Can you feel it? Watch this! Are you ready for it? Watch this! Can you feel it? Watch this!
Yo, 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 here we are. Let's go. What's up, family? Get your swing oil. What is up?
What's up, Facebook?
What's up, YouTube?
How y'all doing today?
Man, I get extra bourbon in the lips. In the mustache.
You save it for later?
Mm-hmm. Just
Yeah.
in there.
Dustin Thornton, DJ Skipworth, Eric Hoppajams. What's going on,
What's
fellas?
up, folks? Let's go. Yeah, Hoppajane said he finally doesn't have plans tonight, and he's able to watch the stream. He's super excited about it. He was
very
texting
nice.
me earlier today. And we've got his tournament to feature, too, guys, coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I also have a secret family feud for us later. I didn't tell you about it. So
Okay.
I'm
I love
gonna
it.
bring it
Yeah,
up. But
let's
you
do
got
that.
some stuff too. But I got one that I've been thinking
let's
about.
see where we're at, folks. We got two
Yeah.
majors this weekend. We got a pretty big winner circle. Winner circle just continues to grow, man. We just
Yeah.
get the pictures in, and we love it. If you take a podium with CBC jersey, CBC bags, CBC swag, send it in. We'll put you on.
Definitely. Look, we got the top left corner, man. What is that?
I don't know. It's not linked up.
No, I think the
Oh.
lighting's off a little bit.
That's
probably
all right. That's
why.
all right.
That's probably
It's
why.
gonna be just fine.
Yeah, this huge studio that we have out here is ridiculous because we have that little guy there. But
Yeah.
that's okay. That's okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Welcome in.
Let's get it rolling, Bill. What do we got? Oh, what up, Kayla? What's going on?
I'm starting to get messages. My wife is messaging me, which means she's not watching. You know what I mean? What the heck's going on? She's
That's all right.
she's with the
She'll
kid
get
out
in.
at baseball.
She'll get in.
All right, let's get to some winners here. Yeah? Boom. Number one.
Parker Burgett, man, third place at a regional, and he just got those CBC impacts, and he also got a couple other sets of bags, but he's been throwing the impacts. He really loves them. He said, I mean, he shot me all of his PPR stuff. He's shooting 9.5s and above. I mean, he's killing it with those things, man. So congratulations to Parker. And then his dad, Nick, also owns some set of CBC bags, and they've been great supporters. So
That's my favorite version of them, too. I love
The
that black and white.
yeah.
Yeah, I got blue ones, but it was the original ones that we did. I don't, you know.
yeah, and I think he has blue carpet on his because that's what he played with somebody else's, I believe.
Yeah.
And he liked that carpet the best. That's the only matchup that's like that out there right now.
Only you and him believe that the different color carpets are quicker and slower.
I don't think we're the only ones, but we can go with that.
I know you do. I know you do. Whoa, double click there. Zach Rush, I think, what is this, the first time we've seen him this year?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not the first time, but definitely recently. I know he's been working a lot, and he's been working through some back issues as well that he's got from his military experience and stuff like that. But he's getting out there throwing the CBC carbs, and you know who he's throwing with right there, Billy?
That's Matt, right?
Matt Ledbetter, my cousin.
Yeah. That's
Cornhole
awesome.
Cousin, yes, sir.
That's awesome. They're throwing CBC carbons, red style. That's funny because Rush, you know, he's been throwing the elixirs and not those, but I think those are mats, right? Are those mats or are those
Those
rushes?
Are rushes.
Those are rushes too?
Yeah.
Something that they were both comfortable with, I guess. Yeah.
Travis said, how are we supposed to get CBC podium picks if you don't give it to us to wear? What do you mean, Travis? Supposed to just be handing it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. Eric says, definitely different color carpets have different speeds. I don't know. I'm not sold on that, although I do throw the blue carpet impacts, so, you know, they're the perfect speed for me. I just haven't made myself a set of the other ones, so I got to check that out. Mike Martin saying Carbon's great bags. Yes, they are.
Bestseller. It is our bestseller.
It is our
no
bestseller.
Joke,
I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
You guys
how
haven't
many
tried it
people buy
out.
those.
It's a hybrid carpet, 5'9". It's got our CBC Elite blend fill in there, mainly flat disc guys, but it is great
a little bit thicker, right? A
playability.
little bit thicker than most bags, right? We don't like the bags that are super thin and floppy and stuff like that. Those are not super thin and floppy. They get nice, but it's still a good feel in the hand.
Yeah, they play really well. I mean, we're throwing them now, Bill. You and I have switched up to them on stickier boards. We moved to the carbons, and we love them.
Yeah, they're
absolutely
awesome.
Love them. Who we got
Deb
next?
Smith, let's go.
Deb's in here. Dwayne Hudson in here. Dustin in
says
here,
it's
man.
true that different.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna get roasted on this.
Dustin, tell me which color of the herringbone is the fastest. I will make myself a set of those. Let me throw them for about a month to slow them down.
White.
White?
White's
okay.
white's
I'm
the
gonna throw them
fastest.
for a month to slow them down, and we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll do the test. It'll be
Okay.
scientific. All right, next one here we got Scotty Ball, Brock Beasley. They took down
cash
number
tournament,
one.
they said.
Oh yeah,
big cash tournament. I think it said $500 or something like that to the winner.
That's
got
awesome.
some sick trophies throwing. Those are Brock's custom elixirs right there. And I don't think Scotty's ever thrown elixirs maybe until that tournament. I know he doesn't have his own set. It's not in his bag of gift. I mean, he's got 4 or 5 different sets, but not the elixir. But takes down the tournament there.
Are y'all going to Atlantic City? No, we are not. Our next major that we're going to is Tupelo.
Tupelo.
So,
yep.
We got a little bit of a break here, but once Tupelo starts, I think it's we
December's
have like
off,
4
I guess.
majors or something.
And then January, February's nuts.
Yeah, we're gonna be at a lot of them. It's just the proximity of where we are with all the equipment we have to bring and stuff like that. So.
Rodney, shout out Paper Baggers.
Let's go. What's up, man? That's awesome. All right, you got this one.
Oh, Bear Paw, man. He's in his CBC, his green shirt, man. The Cosmo and Wanda special for him and Anita, and he's throwing CBC Phoenixes. Takes down a regional last week, and I think we have a little more from this regional as well. Bear Paw, second in his first major. He's traveling this weekend. We'll have him featured in here. Obviously, somebody's picking him. Not everybody.
Yeah,
he's traveling up to South Dakota, but he gets that regional win right there. Bear Paw, always swagged out, looking good, throwing well.
I think he's gonna win this next major.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too.
Got another Bear Paw Barger.
And those are custom impacts for Sebastian. He switched from, I think he was throwing a little bit of elixir, a little bit of dead reckon, and he got some impacts in his hands, and he really, really liked them. Wanted some customs. We got him customs. Now he's throwing them.
Yeah.
So they take down that doubles right there. I believe Sebastian took a 4th or a 5th in that regional there. Just no picture.
You know what I like is that in both of these, let me hide this one for a second. They have the actual ACO boards at this tournament, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they're playing and stuff like that, but it looks like they have the full setup. So what they practice on is literally what you go to and you practice on. And I know all the boards. I believe these boards are made by Cornhole Solutions. Is that correct?
That set right there, Bill, I'm not sure on. It is an older set of ACO boards. I couldn't tell you for sure. The other set definitely, I mean, it's got a little logo in there. I don't know what it is, though. You see that on the back brace right there, Bill? I don't know what it is.
It looks like an ACO logo that they had put on there.
But that's definitely a Cornhole Solutions board right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's interesting that they get to throw on those all the time, you know what I mean? And then
could be beneficial.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And our last but not least here,
Denny Vaughn. Yeah, Denny Vaughn, you played a lot of ACL last year, still plays a decent amount of ACL, but said he's getting into some ACO stuff. Threw some carbons for the first time in his first ACO regional this year, and takes down first place, dude. I mean, said he really liked the bags. I talked to him a little bit about it. I mean, he really likes them, so hopefully he gets out there. Mike Martin, who was in the chat earlier, is Denny's partner for a lot of different tournaments.
Yeah.
So, and Mike said he liked the carbon, so it might be a bag they're both turning to for all their ACO events, and we're happy to have him on board, man.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. That's freaking awesome. Chris Pfluger, Phoenix's Carbons, hands down best bags. I love both those, but I'm telling you, the Impacts is where it's at for me. I get them nice and slow. We got a couple videos coming out a little bit later, not on this show, but they'll be out a little bit later on the YouTube of me just working Dylan with these Impacts.
Oh, okay,
so.
all right. They'll feature somewhere I'm working Bill with some carbons.
Yeah.
His own bags, actually.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Moving into announcements. So this Sunday, folks, 270, hosted by Eric Hoppenjans, of course, Chucky Hagan, the whole 270 crew out there up in Henderson at our favorite venue, Fire Dome.
I love
Unfortunately,
Fire Dome,
this weekend, Dylan is preoccupied. We are hoping for a Game 5 Braves game. I have tickets for me and my pops for our birthday. We bought each other a playoff ticket. As y'all know, not cheap, not easy on the wallet for the playoff baseball tickets. Game 5 is in question. We're hoping the Braves win tonight. Then we hope they lose tomorrow, and then it forces a Game 5. If not, we're still traveling down. We're going to see the park. My dad's never seen Truist Park and stuff like that, but I am out of town this weekend. It is unfortunate. And a second tournament I want to highlight that's not on here, Bill, is Miguel Hernandez and Sean O'Brien.
That's true. We don't have a flyer for it.
Locally, right? We don't have a flyer. Running one locally here in Clarksville, folks. So if you're listening, Clarksville, Tennessee, it is at Mr. Billy's. We will share something out there, not the CBC page, but the Cornslinger family page, and I'll share it to my personal page, stuff like that. Brian Gibson, thank you so much for the stars, brother. Appreciate that.
What up, Brian? Thanks, brother. It's good to see you, man.
And Miggy's running a tournament, man. It's going to be a really good time. I believe it's outdoors, so bring your own chairs. The bar is a really great bar.
Outdoors.
I know.
It's interesting. They're not. I don't think any other ones this year are going to be outdoors. It's just his first one, and I kind of like that because that's where I practice. Is outdoors. I don't have an indoor facility, so I feel like I have an advantage and an edge when it's a little bit windy.
I don't know if you do, but if you feel
it, yeah. I will be at that one anyway. I think I talked my wife into playing co-ed and maybe even doubles with me.
Let's go.
If she plays doubles with Chris, yeah, I'm open. So somebody, I need a pro to drive down here and let's win it.
Yeah, y'all come on. Do back-to-back days, man. Saturday here, Sunday over in Henderson.
Yeah,
it's going to be a great weekend for Cornhole. If you guys are looking for some points, looking to play some of the top competition, this is where it's at, in my opinion.
When we get up to Fire Dome for one of their full regionals, because I know you and I are going to go this year at least once, I may stop my animal-based diet to eat freaking pizza there. Dude, it's delicious.
It is good
there,
at Fire Dome. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love the place.
Absolutely there. But I really like how Hoppenjans has done this flyer, or whoever did, I think it's Hop, but how it has all the time set out there, what's happening.
Right,
I mean, there's a lot of information on this flyer that everybody is always asking the regional director for, and bingo, here it is. He's got everything laid out there. And I really like that. The location, the address, everything is there. Yeah. And I really appreciate that from a CO. It's not easy to do. You got a lot of stuff going on. So to make a decent looking flyer like this that really outlines everything that's going to happen is textbook.
Yeah, it's awesome. You ready to get into some picks here?
Yeah, let's get some
Feud?
picks. The double major, folks. Double major this weekend.
All right, here we go.
All right, so here's the point chart, folks. CBC Family Pix. You guys know what it is. Me and Bill battled last year. This year we brought Philip Barnett into it. He's the expert. He's the Mississippi Ninja. He gets first pick on everything. But this week, guys, we change it up a little bit. But based on the point chart, real quick, first place gets 10 points. If you're a player in each division, whatever place they take, it's mapped out right here. Nothing outside of top 10 earns you any points. First place, 10. Second place, 9. Third place, 8. Fourth place, 7. Echelons down from there, 2 points because the players begin to tie in the bracket as well. Yep. Fifth place, 5. Seventh place, 3. Tied for 9th, 1 point. After that, like I said, no participation trophies for anything outside the top 10. But this weekend, folks, and we can move into it whenever you're ready, Bill, we're probably not going to score it. It is, I don't know what our threshold is going to be, and maybe this is something we should have came up with before this season.
Right.
We need a threshold on how many players per major are eligible for them to be point-scoring majors for family picks. We still are going to pick, right? We have both of our picks lined up here, ready to go, guys. But it makes it very difficult when there's 2 or 3 players in a division and there's 3 of us picking.
Right.
But we want to highlight the players that are going to go.
Yeah,
we want to highlight
the
major itself, the ACO growing into new areas. All that stuff is fantastic. It's just very, very tough to make
on these
realistic
double major
picks.
Weekends, right? We've seen where either both of them are pretty thin or one of them super thin and the other one's thin to medium in the amount of players that are going. So, we pre-picked. We already have all the names put into our picks and everything like that. We'll go through and talk about, each one and why we picked them and how many players there are and stuff like that. But this week is just a little bit different. We feel like we're going to get through both of these majors pretty quick here, so we'll have some time for Family Feud at the end. And we got a couple of decent topics. I think we do.
Yeah, stick around for Family Feud, guys. I think that I think the viewers love the Family Feud, and we love having you guys here for the Family Feud. We think that it is our duty with our platform to be able to hold discussions like we do on the Family Feud, so that there's light brought to issues that we don't know about. Maybe the ACO doesn't know about, the ACL doesn't know about, the TCL doesn't know about. We don't care, right? But we want to talk about any possible subject around cornhole that should be talked about that isn't talked about enough.
So without further ado, let's hop into it. This is the Bangor, Maine major here.
Yep. Hollywood Casino, Bangor, Maine, man. And I don't know if you've ever been through Bangor, Bill. I don't know if we talked about this or not. But Bangor is a huge spot when you're going out to the Middle East. Yeah. I know when I deployed from both Fort Bragg and Fort Carson, we went through Bangor, then Ireland, then and then Kuwait, and then into the Middle East or wherever we are moving to.
I just went straight from Bragg to Germany to Kuwait.
Yeah,
that's where I went. So I never went through Maine, but I know Maine is a big hub for that.
If you've never been on a 16-hour flight, dude, it's no joke.
On a C-17?
I've never done that, Bill. My longest C-17 flight's like 8 hours.
Bro, we had the Humvees all loaded up in there, and you get on one of those crazy flights. The floor is freezing because it's not like there's like crazy air conditioning or anything in there. It is super freezing. It's all metal. So what do? We had all of our rucksacks, all of our duffels in the back of the Humvees. Man, I just opened up the back, climbed in the Humvee, and just passed out, dude, laying on everybody's duffel.
And all the flight crew, they've got like their hammocks hung up inside the C-17. I remember that. They got their hammocks hung up. They're all snuggled in and stuff. They know how to do it.
Terrible in there. It's just like a little hole sitting there in the wall.
Rough times, but that's what Bangor, Maine brings me back to, just because we used to fly out of there. I've flown out and in from the Middle East a couple times, so that's the only. I haven't traveled.
Yeah,
Bangor,
but you
Maine.
were.
I just knew
you were commercial though.
I was commercial. Yeah,
not me.
That is
not
true.
Me.
I had it nice, guys.
It was.
But all right, women's. We have 4 women in this field, guys. Everybody here really has a great chance at winning this division. Deborah, Josephina, Kim, and Tammy Williams. So really everybody is a decent pick. Everybody's taking the top 4 from what we see right now.
Yep.
Kim Dice, I think the obvious favorite here just based off of the past.
Based off the past, yeah. I mean, she's been winning, so you got to go with something that's winning, right? I mean, she's been winning. Although I picked Josephina, this will be my 3rd time this season, and there have not been many majors. But
she has won a major.
Not the one that I picked.
I think she's won 2 majors.
So after she won, I picked her, and then I think she went 0-2.
Yeah, Spooky Nook. Yeah. We were there.
It was rough. It was very rough.
Yeah, I picked Deb Smith, man, and I love Deb. Representing 270. Deb is an awesome person, man.
Throws,
I think she's in
Valor's,
here.
Correct?
She was in here. Yeah, the fastest bag in the world, I call it. I know there's companies that have faster bags, but nobody throws them. Valor's the most popular thrown fastest bag in the world.
Yeah.
It really is. I could never throw it. I could never even touch it, dude. I pick it up, but it's like a slop dog in my hand. It's not for me.
That's good for us because we don't try to compete in the fastest bags.
Oh, no.
We try to compete in the carpets, really.
We have a Magnum. It's a 7.9.
It's a 7.9, yeah. But
it's not our bestseller, guys. We're a carpet team over here.
We're pretty carpet heavy.
Yeah, so. We really are.
But that's good. Deb Smith, Kim Dice, Josephina Ernsberger, all locked for that.
Yeah.
I think there was, how many women were in this one? We're all getting points here if we were to actually score this. But
that's kind of might have some walk-ups. Who knows?
All right, seniors.
Who knows? Seniors, yep. So 4 seniors as well. We got Chip Hilton, Chris Eddy, J.R. Williams, Mike Walters. The obvious favorites here, J.R. Williams and Mike Walters. Philip goes with J.R. Me and Bill double up on Mike.
Mike, yeah.
So I think that goes either way. I think whoever holds the king seat of that bracket ends up winning it, in my opinion, especially with the seniors. You don't see a ton of double dips, minus Bob Heil a few weeks ago. But Bob Heil's playing in South Dakota, so we'll talk about him in a minute. But that's what we're going with there on seniors. Moving into juniors, there's only 2 juniors signed up right now, folks. So, and neither one of them have a Scorholio profile. Both say needs to scan in, no membership. So we have no SPR on these guys. We have no PPRs. We have borderline nothing. I didn't even Facebook creep them or anything like that.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
So
Mason Turner and Deegan, right?
Yeah.
Dagan, maybe? Deegan?
I think it might be Dagan.
Sure. Dagan, okay.
Might be Dagan.
Co-ed, across the board, Chad and Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
team I want to talk about there. Chip Garrett and Deborah Smith are teaming up, and they have a very good chance. You also have JR and Tammy Williams. You also have Todd and Josephina. So out of the 4 teams that are in co-ed, everybody really has a chance to win that division. But Chad and Kim have shown they usually own the co-ed division in most of the majors that they play in, especially anything with less than 20 or 30 teams. They do really, really well. They pick and choose what majors they're going to. They travel. They put in the effort, man. They put in the time, and I mean, they usually pay it out. You know what I mean? They make it work.
Doubles here. I got Mike Walters, Chip Garrett.
I don't know.
Chip isn't in here tonight, dude. I thought
Chip?
he'd be here, and I thought I'd be super excited. I'm sure he's gonna watch us later. So Chip, I got you. Don't do me bad here, okay?
Yeah, I picked Joel Smith and Philip Kayford, I believe it is. This is a pure Scorholio creep, folks. And Joel, you guys see here that Bill hasn't picked for singles and passion.
I do.
So he's not an ACO pro, but this guy's rocking, guys. A 959 PPR and a 75 SPR.
That's solid, absolutely solid.
So if he's from that area, we do know that sometimes SPRs and PPRs are not exactly loyal to how good the player actually is, because it could be fluff PPRs with SPRs where you're not playing anybody too good. We don't know. We don't know. But his partner Phil has an 826 and a 73 SPR. 826 PPR, 73 SPR. Yeah. Something you would never see in our area. Somebody with an 8.2 rocking a low 70 SPR. Yeah. But that's what they have, so that's who I have for doubles. Philip takes Chad and Kim. I really like that pick. I would really like to see Chad and Kim win doubles. But we'll just see what happens, how that shakes down. 9 total doubles team, folks, in Hollywood Casino, Bangor Maine Major.
So singles, you already said that I had Joel, right?
Yep.
Joel Smith. And again, this was completely based off of PPR and his Scorholio. And this is, it's out on a limb for it. It really, really is. I think if I had to make a second pick, Kim would probably be my second pick or something like that.
And that's who I have.
I just wanted to be a little bit different, right? And he's, while Joel's not a pro or anything like that, and you're absolutely correct, throwing an 829, having over a 70 SPR, that does seem a little like smaller
fishy.
Tournaments to say not fishy,
but that's not Joel, that's his partner Philip.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, they probably know each other, play with each other, things like that. And it's not fishy, it's more of they may dominate a club. You know what I mean? They may just dominate a club, and throwing an 8-2 or whatever is the best in the club. So they always win. I don't know.
Chip, are you on the YouTube? Check out the YouTube real quick, Bill. Singles, I've got Kim. I really like Kim to win a major. I talked to Kim a little bit. She wants to be one of the only females who have ever won a major. You know what I mean? And it's a very low amount of numbers for women who have ever won a major, folks. I would love to see Kim on that list of women. Yeah. I think she has what it takes here in this major. I think the field is really set up for her to do really well. People she needs to get through: J.R. Williams, Chip Garrett, Mike Walters. Her partner, Chad Jackson, is going to put up a fight. But here's the thing with Kim and Chad. I've never seen a tournament, including regionals, Bill, where Chad placed higher than Kim.
Really?
Mm-hmm. In singles. Wow. And is this a boyfriend-girlfriend situation? Is Chad playing the nice guy? I don't think so. I don't know.
That could be.
Are there not people that you play close with, right? but every time you play them in a regional event or something, they just beat you every time. You know, I was like this with, you know, I would say Tori, but me and Tori were pretty back and forth. But there's always somebody that you know, there's somebody you know you can beat,
solid and they can beat everybody,
close
but
with, but you just never beat them.
Yeah.
You know, you just never. I was like that with Austin last year, which Austin Thomason was above my level, folks. But I had played him enough to where I should have maybe got one at the level that I was playing. I'd beat Zach, I'd beat Fergie, I'd beat Bryce. You know, I beat some people. Yeah. Could never get over the Austin hump. You know, I just couldn't do it.
It happens, especially, you know, that's something that definitely gets in my head a little bit. It's like, if I lose to this person so many times, sometimes you just show up and it's like, dang, I don't really want to play you. And I don't feel like I play my best game when I do it. When if I did keep doing it,
they just proved me wrong.
Just beat me in singles yesterday and Monday.
So I'm not up on my my regionals, guys. My bad there. But, hey, so that's good for Chad. He's coming in with the momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Chad Jackson pick a lot for singles. I like the way Chad throws. He's very methodical. He plays very smart. He plays very well. Has great air mails. He's been working on a roll bag. Don't know if it's intentional, but I do know that it happens.
They're in Cartersville, Georgia. That is 4 or 5 hours away.
Oh, not far at all from us.
No, it's not far at all.
We're about to travel down.
Yeah, we're about to travel down and see you guys, man. That'd be awesome.
Passion picks for Banger. Philip takes Todd Ernsberger. So Josephina is also a passion pick here. She's not a pro. He takes Todd instead. I took Deb Smith. I love Deb Smith. Yeah, and I really think Deb Smith can make a serious run in singles. I really, really do. Yeah. And I'm surprised she's not a pro. I do think if she makes some run in singles this year.
She's super solid.
Yep. And like I said earlier, Bill doubles up on Mr. Joel Smith. He is a complete question mark, folks. But
don't know.
I hope there's some live streams where we get to see him play because this helps us out. You know, if we see him again in the future. I tell people this all the time. Like,
I hope
why do you watch all these cornhole tournaments? Why do you follow so much Cornhole? Goes, this is my job, folks. This is my job. So I know, if you know what I mean, that if I go to a tournament and this guy's here.
Why do you do it? It's because some days you'll just sit down and be like, I don't know this guy. And then Dakota Payne will 2-0 Gary Bearpaw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, who is that? We have no freaking clue. And all of a sudden it happens. So you got to be watching this stuff. It's crazy.
And that's going to round it out, guys, for Banger Maine. Moving into South Dakota. South Dakota has a few more players, I believe.
In some divisions. In other ones, they have, like...
Yep. Women's has 2 players. Right. So it has Maggie Geiger, guys, who we haven't seen play this year in a major. So very excited to see Machine Gun Maggie. Maggie is one of the people on that list that I talked about of women who have actually won a singles major. Maggie's an absolute beast, a staple in the ACO, a staple in the sport.
It's funny that you call her Machine Gun Maggie because her last name is Geiger, but there's a Geiger counter, you know what I mean? So it's just, you would think her nickname would have to do with something with like detecting radiation, you know? That's what a Geiger counter does.
I've never heard of it. I don't think
most of our
viewers have ever heard of that.
Please,
somebody come in here and say, somebody validate Bill, please.
Nobody knows what a Geiger counter. Are you freaking kidding?
Tim Hodgkiss, what's up, brother? The second woman in this field is Haley Clark, who we're big fans of Haley Clark. We watch her and Neil play a ton of co-ed. She's made multiple runs in women's, in majors, and regionals throughout. So I really like Haley here. Do I think she can take down Maggie? Yes. I'm giving it to... Oh, yeah. I think Haley's putting in the work this year. I really do. I think she plays in a lot of tournaments right now. I think she's got great composure. She's throwing for gusto bags. I don't know what Maggie's throwing. I'm guessing they stayed with pitch. I haven't seen them, so I don't know.
I haven't seen them play either. We haven't even seen them anywhere.
But we're about to find out. Parker Burgett, what's up, brother?
Going on,
Your pops is in here, too. If we didn't say shout out Nick. What's up, brother? All right, guys. So that's women's. Like I said, only Maggie and Haley as of right now. So we'll see what happens, but that's what we know right now. I'm the only outlier taking Haley. Yep. Could lose a point, or I could gain a point on both of these fellas. So that's the plan right there.
Well, I don't think we're scoring these.
Well, I'm just for myself.
Maybe we will. We'll see. If we both beat Phil, we will score them.
Yeah.
How about that?
Seniors, guys. I believe there's 3 or 4 seniors in here. The highlighted names, what you see up there: Bob Heil, Wayne Rao. Both Bill and I taking Mr. Wayne Rao. I really like the way Wayne plays. I've talked to Wayne a couple times. Wayne's a great dude, man, and he throws really composed. Bill's over here showing me on Google
Geiger counter, nuclear radiation
guys,
meter.
He's clicked on all of these to buy one. I think they all have purple instead of blue. Guys, do you know what that means?
A Geiger counter
actually.
It's an electronic instrument used for detecting and measuring ionizing radiation.
Nobody cares.
Well, you say that, although her last name is Geiger, so you would think that would be something.
All
With
right,
her
there are
nickname.
8 seniors. Barry Weeking, Bill. So this guy must be related to Drew.
Yeah.
Because Drew's going. He's got an 8 PPR.
I think it's pronounced Waking.
Weeking.
Waking.
I've always said it wrong. I don't know. We have Bob Heil, Frank Gears in this field, guys. Frank Hoosier, who can throw well. Steve Cheatham, who's got a chance. Wayne Rao. So there are some bangers in here. Both
For
Phil and I
seniors,
take Wayne. Philip takes Bob, which Bob is probably the easy pick here. Eric says that's his dad. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
But we think, I like Wayne. I like Wayne here. Juniors, guys. Juniors has nobody signed up right now.
Don't know if they're going to play it. You know what?
No idea.
If you're a junior right now and you want to get top points and a jersey,
Let us know.
sign up and be the only one. You
Give
don't even
us-
have to
give
show
us-
up, do you?
Yeah, 50 junior points.
That would be great. I need to sign up.
All right, co-ed, guys. So we all pick Maggie and Wayne. The other team, there's only 2 teams here in co-ed, is Haley Clark and Neil Sullivan, which we really like. Bill said something obscene about Neil one time. We're not going to mention it, but...
Obscene?
What would you say? He had a Freudian slip.
Neil said to
Yeah.
somebody, if I bring it up and apologize to him one more time, he's going to get really mad
He
at
told
me.
that to me.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
well, let's just stop talking about it.
All right, Maggie and Wayne are Haley and Neil, and we're all taking Maggie and Wayne there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a power team in co-ed anywhere they
Yeah.
go, let alone if there's only 2
Although I
teams.
picked them a few times last year, they never won.
Well, they had some top 3s, though.
Yeah,
sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, moving into doubles. Doubles has 12 teams here in Watertown, South Dakota. Can you pour me up, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Bill's pouring alcohol, guys. All right. So Phillips taking Tom Gustafson. Bill, why does mine say Tom and Wayne? What the crap's
I'm
going
sorry.
on there?
Did I mess that up? Because I took Tom and Drew.
Give me Maggie and Wayne. Are they playing doubles? They are. I'll take them. All right. So Philip and Bill have Tom Gustafson, Drew Waking.
Yeah,
We haven't
monsters.
seen them play doubles together in a major that I know of. Not yet, right? We've seen Drew play singles.
No,
with Spooky
I
Nook,
don't
but
think we've
Tom,
ever seen them play
Tom
together.
wasn't
Yeah.
there. So, bag selection here is big, guys. You know how we are. We analyze what's going on with these new teams, and we haven't seen Tom throw a Lucky's bag. And we haven't seen Tom throw an ACO
So
bag
when
besides
Tom
the
was in
tailgater.
the ACL, he threw Ultra, correct?
Well, he had a couple different companies, but he ended with Ultra, yes.
Okay, and what series did he throw?
I believe either Psychos or Vipers.
Okay, and so he's most likely going to be throwing Showtimes because that's what Drew throws. And the speed on the slow side shouldn't be
Well, he
terrible.
said they're
for
both
him.
Lucky's players. That's what Eric just said. Okay.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Tom did send me a picture of one of his Lucky's bags at one point and said, "What is this material right here?" Told him I can't give you all the secrets, Tom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. You got to go to Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get it. All right.
Oh,
Tom
I'm
and
sorry.
Jerry. Come on.
I'm sorry. Tom,
Come on.
Oh, dude, that was terrible. That was terrible.
All
I've been listening.
But I
to
do
some-
like the Tom and Drew pick.
I've been listening to dad jokes lately. That one was bad.
You want one?
No, I'll give.
Does
one
somebody
to
want one dad joke from me? It's the best one.
Okay, let's hear it.
What kind of food do turtles not eat? Fast food.
That's terrible.
That's so
That's
good.
it's
That's
okay.
a
It's
good
okay.
one.
It's
Come
okay.
on. Come on.
Wait. I got one. Just one more, and then we're moving on. That is absolutely it. What type of factory makes okay items?
Tell me.
A Satisfactory.
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right.
That's pretty
Let's go.
That's pretty good. All right. So doubles, guys. I can't even. Chandler Jones, Tommy Morgan may make a run. Bob Heil, Aaron Candler can make a run. Aaron and Steve Cheatham can make a run. Besides that, we got 12 teams. What we have up here is I like it. I'm taking Maggie and Wayne. I really think if they don't take first, they take second, and I'm pretty okay with that. Singles, folks. 12 singles pros. Highlighted here: Bob Heil, Danny Lamb, Drew Waking. I think the finals here, Bill, is Drew Waking, Gary Bearpaw. Gary Bearpaw, guys, he's our player.
Yeah.
He's driving up for singles alone from Oklahoma.
Just singles, not playing any other.
From Oklahoma, Bill. This guy's on a mission. He played in Legends, took second to Chase Lester. He's pissed.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to win the next major I play in. I don't care where it's at. I mean, we're talking, this is the next available major for him after Legends.
We didn't even know
and we didn't know he was going. I mean, he's kind of
yeah.
mapped out what he was going to for us. Most of our players have, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this was not on the list.
No.
And I know Gary Bearpaw goes, if I don't max out, I mean, that's his goal, right? He's playing for Player of the Year. He's playing for King of Cornhole. This is not Gary Bearpaw tying this year. This is Gary Bearpaw, I'm winning the whole thing. I mean, he's very serious with playing this season. He's traveling to South Dakota to get a win this weekend, guys. We
just
have Bearpaw
playing singles. Just singles.
Board.
This dude is going to show up late. Oh, we'll talk about that in Family Feud, too. He's going to show up late. Not late. But, I mean, he doesn't have to show up right on time anymore because now they're doing the pools.
If it runs that way this weekend. We don't know if that's 100% this weekend. I mean, I can tell you, I guess, right?
No. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going.
We don't know yet.
Because I want to get into Family Feud on this, too.
Okay. Passion picks, guys. Bill's got Tommy Morgan. He traveled down here a couple weeks ago. Played in our Sankin' and Drinkin' Friday night, man. Stopped by and bought some bags from us, man. And really nice guy, dude. And nice. I met him a couple times. I played against him a couple times. I think the couple times I played against him, I did win. Back when I used to play pretty decent, guys. He'd smoke me now. But he's been great, man. And he's been throwing really well. And he's not a pro yet. I think he finished like 90-something. So he's just right there, right there. So I really like that pick from Bill. I'm taking Haley Clark. I'm looking for her to come out and shock the world. We've seen her throw really well, make some great women's runs. This field is small. If you get the right draw in your bracket and you get a couple wins early, you could really sew yourself up for a top 7, a top 5 quick.
The right draw is super important for something like that. It really is. When you're in the lower bracket, the next best person is in the upper there, and you get to move in and play for that king, queen, royalty, whatever it may be. Super important to get that. But if you get them off the rip and get dropped down to the losers bracket where you got to play game after game after game just to work yourself back up, it gets tough.
And I do think we'll talk about this in Family Feud because I just had a thought, Bill. I want to write it down actually.
Okay.
And you could Aaron Cheatham, guys, is going to be Phil's pick. Aaron Cheatham, he said he's played with them for a while. Aaron Cheatham's a great dude. Steve Cheatham's a great dude. They both throw really well. Really good pick from Philip right there.
I also do want to give a shout out for Philip. Look, our graphics guy, he had a personal emergency and had to leave town for, I don't know, maybe a week and a half. He should be back next week. But Phil, we didn't get you in on this one with the videos and kind of the funny stuff. But I want to give a shout out for you for Elite Cornhole, right?
Elite Bags and the Reef Rum. Of course, we're sponsored by Reef as well, guys. And the Passion Picks are sponsored by Reef.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to make sure I give a shout out for Phil for those things because we did get your video. We just, our graphics guy's out, so we kind of had to rush together to get this. That's all.
Yep.
So got them all locked in. I'm going to hit save on this. And Bink, we got it. We are going to move into Family Feud, folks.
Let's go, guys.
All right, here we go. I have. You want me to start or you want to start?
Guys,
I feel like
get
yours
the
is
shares
gonna
out there, get the likes out there.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little crazy on this one.
You know we like Family Feud. Everybody likes it. I get fired up as soon as I know that we're gonna do a Family Feud. I'm like, let's get it, dude.
I think we're gonna also do a dad joke segment on this, just for Kayla. You and I are each gonna have one dad joke for the rest of the time here because Kayla seems to like them, and I know Andy from B3 also likes them.
Tim Smith said he's gonna win PCB. We'll cover PCB next week.
Yeah, PCB.
But I do have a doubles highlight. Should I?
No.
I said I was gonna leak it.
Doubles highlight for PCB. Oh, okay, yeah.
One team that I want to highlight. Yeah. It is a team. It's unusual. Haven't teamed up before. Dougie Fresh, Douglas Parker, and Chase Puckett.
Dougie Fresh, double 4-bagger, and Chase Puckett, dude.
Yeah, I like that team a lot. I like it a lot. All right, guys. All right, Bill, I want to hear what you got going on here because I get excited when you have something and I get to get surprised by it and my brain starts working.
And this is brand new for Dylan, and I know we're going to agree on this. But it's something that has just been pissing me off lately, right? And I want to bring it out here. I want to talk about it. I have not prepped Dylan on this whatsoever, and I want to get the chat kind of interactive on something like this too. Okay, sponsorships. We've talked about sponsorships before between bag makers and things like that, how to get one, what people are looking for and stuff like that. My issue right now, if you are a player in the ACL right now, okay, and you get let's say Bud Light sponsors you, just you as a player, and then let's say a bag or an apparel company, or maybe Bud Light wants to sponsor somebody in the ACO also. The ACL does not let them do that.
Right.
Complete bullshit. I get. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that shit, it pisses me off.
And
what do you think about that?
I think the reason it makes you mad is the same reason it makes me mad, is because these companies are trying to grow, their brand, to cornhole in general. Because what do we do trying to sponsor players and doing this podcast and doing our broadcast? Our goal, guys, is not to grow CBC. I mean, it is.
Well, that's definitely the goal.
But to grow cornhole means to grow the CBC, to grow the podcast, to grow everything, the ACO,
right.
the ACL. Just doing what we do. If you grow cornhole, everything else grows.
Yes.
So to limit sponsors to one league means that you pigeonhole them to only be able to sponsor a certain amount of players instead of being able to reach your hand out into different pots, right? And get your brand out there and then grow
to get the players to be able to go to these tournaments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because hopefully they get some sort of sponsorship money and this and that. I mean, that's what it is. So, and I use an extreme example. I know Bud Light doesn't sponsor any one player or anything like that.
Well,
but
they sponsor a couple players I knew for a minute. I mean, okay.
I'll
I'll say it. A year and a half ago, Matt and Brett Guy showed up to a tournament that I was at, said Bud Light was paying them an amount to be there to play for them for the season. Those two players. Bud Light was paying them to play for them.
How they can't then in turn. So I really don't think that the ACL would stop Bud Light specifically from sponsoring other players in other leagues. I think Bud Light would be like, you know what, screw you, and then kind of walk away. Which I don't think they would ever let that happen. That's why I kind of use that extreme example. But there are many, many smaller companies that are sponsoring people in one league, right? And they can't go and sponsor people in another league. Like if you're just a cornhole apparel company and you don't care what league wears your stuff and you want to sponsor one pro in the ACL, you cannot sponsor a pro in the ACO after that. According to look, I haven't read the rule book on it.
Right.
But this is what I have been hearing, and I've heard it from numerous companies.
And we can talk about the reason it came up, right? The hat that I'm wearing, guys. Cornhole Coffee. I reached out to them. They sent us some coffee. They sent us some hats. But then asked, that we weren't an official sponsor.
No, we're not.
Entity for them.
We're
just
love
friends
coffee,
at this point.
So
we're just friends.
Them,
We're just friends with Cornhole Coffee, guys.
Yeah.
But they asked us, that hey, the ACL, they had to remove a sponsored player because they threw for a different organization other than the ACL. And the dude, when he talked to me about it, was beat up about it. He goes, this guy's my friend. That I've had for years. He's been there since the start. And I had to kind of let him down easy, because of whatever ruling the ACL has. He said he received an email almost immediately to announcing the sponsored player.
They're gonna watch. Somebody is gonna watch this from it, and they're gonna clip this portion.
But shout out Cornhole Coffee, guys. Good coffee.
Shout out
the hats fit
we
well.
are not sponsored by them
friends.
whatsoever.
Just friends.
Friends. Called them up. I absolutely love coffee, and it's somebody that supports cornhole, so we wanted some damn coffee. You know what I mean? And if that's wrong, because
Cornhole Coffee to us is like that girl you call just when you need her, and she's cool with it too. You know what I mean? Nothing's legit.
I will be doing a review of their coffee though. Okay, and I am a coffee connoisseur.
But no, Bill, I do like that topic a lot with how much sponsors. I mean, we're seeing a complete opposite though in the ACL and the ACO, where bag companies, guys. And I talked about this yesterday. Bag companies are running the entire ACL. They say how you walk, how you talk, it is completely run by these bag companies because of the amount of money they're making, right? When players are thrown $20,000 to play cornhole, what do you expect out of a 19-year-old kid? You know what I mean? He's gonna do what he's told, at that point. There's not gonna be any pushback there. There's no way. And I think that's the problem, is it's almost manipulative in a way with money, right? Which we know money makes the world go round and all that kind of stuff. But it's being used maliciously I'm saying mine, but I'm saying our because I think we're pretty much on the same wavelength here.
I knew we would be with something like that.
We never want our players to feel like they're so tied up they can't. You know, I mean, we have players right now who are sponsored by another apparel company. You know, the official Cornhole gear from Adam. I know Adam Lambert, who's in here right now. Aaron Lambert, I'm sorry, is in here, and he's sponsored by them, and also as a bag sponsor. We would never not allow somebody to have.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't have 3 bag sponsors. I mean, that's obviously weird.
Well, yeah, you can't have 2 bag sponsors.
Right.
So, but yeah. I mean, an apparel sponsor, and you know,
we want our
that.
players to get as much help as they can.
Yeah.
You know, so for them to be able to get another sponsorship is awesome. And if they, you know, ACL, ACO, TCL, MLC, whatever the crap it is, we don't care.
So more on that specifically, we just saw Jimmy McGuffin quit the ACL. Right, I don't know if anybody knows this.
Oh,
it's
I'm sure they do.
Big topic. If you guys saw that, he quit it because it was too expensive for him to travel these tournaments. Now you could argue, well, you know, you should just win. You know, like you should just win and then make money like that. But I think we can all agree, Jimmy McGuffin is a monster and a pro. Like he's very good.
And go ahead.
I'm just sitting here, and to be able to pick up like sponsorship, like they're so far and few and far between, whichever way you possibly say that. Why wouldn't you? It makes me so angry that
the Jimmy McGuffin thing. I've met Jimmy multiple times when I used to play up in that area, and Jimmy's the nicest guy ever. And I mean, literally, one of the best players of all time. He is the airmail GOAT. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, he's Jimmy over 80%. Over 80% in airmail.
Jimmy McGuffin is the airmail GOAT.
He is.
For him to lose a sponsorship and then not be able to pick up another one to even cover his travel costs in a league that's that big is insane to me, first of all. Second of all, to break up him and Damon, who won a doubles national together. Yeah. Won a doubles national together. Not a seniors doubles, not an open, won a doubles national. And you're going to break up this team and then force a player completely out of the league because they don't have the expenses to make it happen.
Well, They don't have the resources to make the...
Right. I mean, Tom Gustafson's back in the ACO. Why is Tom back? You know what I mean? And I have information on that, but I'm not going to air out anything there. But I'm just saying, why are people coming back? The ACL is expensive. And then you get your hands tied with bag companies and sponsorships and contracts to where you're not able to do this and you're not able to do that. And in a world where right now everybody is, I mean, not in the cornhole community, but everybody is being tied by different things, right? Like, oh, you got to do this. You got to wear a mask a couple years ago. And you got to get the vaccine and all this crap. I don't want to get into it. But in the cornhole community, most people want to live free and make their own decisions.
Right.
You're seeing bad companies do what I think big government tries to do in a very smaller community type of sense.
What is the benefit?
Of what?
What is the benefit of pigeonholing companies, right, into only, like, if they sponsor a player that plays for this league, that if you sponsor a player in a different league, let's say they go to the TCL, let's not even talk about the ACL. You know what I mean? Let's say they go to the TCL, which a lot of top talent comes from. I mean, the TCL, that's where Justin Burton Jr. came from. That's where Logan. I mean, there's numerous people that are phenomenal.
Sammy Soto.
In the TCL. What is the benefit of making these companies, not allowing these companies to be able to sponsor players in other leagues?
Exclusivity, man. That's
it
what
makes
it
them
is,
like
right?
the
is it
premier.
Exclusivity? Yeah.
It makes them the premier. Like, if you want these big sponsors, it alludes to, like, I don't know, an illusion of having huge money from big sponsors just to one league. Like, is this a strategy?
I hate to use this terminology, but it's almost like a gang mentality, right? You're either with us or you're not. You know what I mean? You run with us or you run with nobody. Yeah. Almost kind of sense. Which is, I mean, in my opinion, not okay. I don't know how to explain that. I mean, if I was the best player in the world and then got tied down by... it'd be hard to say, though, because you're talking about these players could earn up to... What was the grossing for Tony Smith last year? $84K? I think $84K. is the top.
But I think, didn't Jordan Power win like $80K in a month or something?
And I think the grossing stuff was all based off after taxes, because I know Jordan was like 3rd or 4th on the list with like a 60-something a year. He made a big post about it, Jordan did. And Jordan is another player that's a topic in his own, of how he plays, how he talks.
We don't want to get into that. But let's, so that was my topic. I just wanted to pull it out there. It's something that pisses me off. I wanted to bring it out. We got about 9 minutes to get through yours, so let's hear it.
I just want to talk about if there's a possibility, if people agree, if points should be differentiated based off of player volume, right? And then how do you make that happen, right? A major with 24 players in singles compared to a major with, let's say, Spooky Nook. We'll just use it because it's an example from this year, which had almost 300. Where and you say you split the brackets is what made it make sense, which almost, but still, one main bracket at Spooky Nook, each one was at least 46 players, so still larger than any tournament that we have going on this weekend. I mean, just using what we have going on right now, larger, and only a certain percentage of players is going to be able to make it to the main bracket. So you have 20 players sign up for Bangor Maine. I think only 12 will make it. I mean, I don't know what the exact number is going to be.
And the pros are already
tier 2,
up.
tier 3, and then you have people that are going to drop down.
And those pros. So last year you had to get if you got 13th or higher, right? 13th or higher in 4 different majors,
and
you were a pro.
And maxed out regionals. Yes, that was the math that we did. Yes. So
some of these tournaments that we're talking about, like I think one of these has how many pros signed up right now?
6 in Bangor.
6 in Bangor, and then how many are in the pools?
14.
So pretty much, if you win your first game, you're in tier 1, right? You would make it.
I think so. Yeah.
And the percentage of people, so to get a 13th out of that, which you have to tie in numerous places to be able to do that, you're going to be getting those points if you win like 2 games.
Yeah.
So
here's Chip. Chip says, great topic, but no. We sacrifice time, money, and time away from family, so no. I understand that. But there has to become a competition aspect of this to where when you play in tournaments that have higher competition, you are rewarded for playing against the higher competition. In my opinion, this is how I think of things of sports. I mean, I've been a sports athlete my entire life, and, I mean, it's just, if you played against 300 players, and let's say, I mean, how many were in Spooky Nook? I want to say there was 60 pros there.
Yeah, 60 pros.
And now you have 10% of that, 6 pros in a major.
To get the points that the 60 were fighting
to
for,
justify.
which 54 of them didn't get that. You know what I mean? Like, you would have to kick 54 people out of there, and then you still get the same points. To take an example, so to figure this out, you always want to take the extreme examples and say, is it fair at the extreme? Right? And so let's look at South Dakota, for instance, in juniors, right? And juniors isn't going to get you pro. It isn't going to do anything like this. Jersey, maybe you have to have, do you have to have 2 juniors in it to be able to get a jersey?
I think 2 juniors is the minimum requirement to run the division.
So 2 juniors is the minimum requirement to win a jersey for something like that. Like, to me, that's crazy. That's an extreme situation to where, like, well, if, this one here in South Dakota has none of them signed up, but if 2 people signed up, one of those players is going to get max points, and they could be, I don't know, I don't want to call out any junior that we wouldn't pick for a major, but there are some juniors that we wouldn't, that if they went there, they get that, and they have an opportunity to win a jersey when I don't have an opportunity to win a jersey whatsoever for something like that. Like, there's never going to be a time where singles is going to have 2 people. Because I would sign up and fly out to that one. And they're going to get the same benefit that maybe we play at Owensboro, where it's a super major, the other side of the extreme, where you may have 40 juniors.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they get the exact same benefit as that person that played with one other person in their tournament.
And what we're saying, guys, we're not saying to take away these majors because it needs to branch out. It needs to go across the country. We 100% believe that.
Oh, 100%.
But what it takes is people in those regions need to become COs and push the sport one, right? I mean, that has to happen.
True.
That has to happen. But it all, like I said, the problem with us limiting the amount of points, I think the points stay the same. I think you have to upgrade the points in the places that are more saturated. You know, I mean, there has to be a power ranking type system, in my opinion, where, like I think somebody said earlier, strength of schedule, like what happens in NCAA football, right? NCAA football, if you're in a division where nobody's ever been good, you could win your entire season undefeated and maybe get a bid to play for a national championship. Maybe.
Right.
When there's other people who run a division who have 2 losses and still make it in for a chance, right? Because of the competition they play is that much harder. So something like that where, you know, the Big South Conference, obviously in the ACO, I mean, it's huge. You know,
Huge.
I mean, massive. Every major we go to, guys, there's probably not a major on our list that's going to have less than 250 players at it. And
I
everything is within
either.
6 hours,
No.
and we're talking about 8 majors, folks.
We're very lucky to
Yeah.
be right in the middle of this. Deb Smith has a great comment here, too, for the other side of it. Then there would be no small majors because no one will go.
Right. And that is the problem. And we have to grow those areas.
We do. And those areas need to... They have to be. There needs to be some other incentive.
The incentive is the 5K purse is guaranteed to every major.
That's true too.
Which is
incentive
great for the small majors, but then it becomes terrible, right, for tournaments like Owensboro, right, where you have I mean I was there, right? Me and Luke took third in doubles in Owensboro with 230 something teams.
Are you talking about the time that you beat Caleb and Isaac Hurt?
I wasn't gonna say it, Bill, but I do appreciate that. And I think we got $100 each.
Yeah.
For third in a major that size, you know. And I wasn't complaining about it. I was happy with the way I played. I don't come there for the money. It's never been something that I played cornhole for, so I have a different perspective there. But I understand where people are saying, if I win a tournament with 600 players, why would I earn the same amount of points as somebody that won one with 20? I mean, that is a valid argument.
To the extreme in juniors,
Right.
if you had 2 players, you would win the same amount of points than you did with somebody with 600
But what
players.
do we say? What do we say, Bill,
Like
to the
that-
argument?
Something there.
What do we
is-
say
it
to the
needs-
argument? Everybody has the option to travel there. What do we say to that argument?
that not everybody has the option to
no.
travel to that location?
No, everybody does. Everybody has the opportunity to go to any major they want to. That is the argument that is always presented, right?
Okay, yeah. No, and that's true.
That's
It
100%
is
true.
And you know what? A good thing about a lot of the top players that win these majors, they travel to the big ones and still win. And I'm talking Caleb Hurt. I'm talking Isaac Hurt. They still go to big majors.
Yeah.
They don't go to smaller ones. They don't do this stuff. They go to the big ones and they still win those big ones, which it speaks to their talent. Everybody has a chance to travel to all of these other ones. I think you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said, hey, COs in the local area. And if there's not a CO in the local area that isn't developing some sort of club there to where they can pull at least, 60 to 100 people or something like that, maybe that's not the right place.
Or maybe the ACO themselves incentivizes a CO in that area to help grow it. If you get X amount of players,
Right.
we do this next year for you. And I don't want to play a favoritism game, but if you are trying to expand the sport, which we should all be in the mindset of expanding the sport, folks, whatever that takes, in our opinion, right, that's what should happen. So if you have to incentivize a CO in that area, I'm not saying it's money, I'm not saying, I don't know what it is. But if
There's
that's
many
what
ways
works,
that can be incentivized with that's not monetary
Right.
to be able to do something like
and
that.
maybe that's something, I don't know if that's been looked at, right? We don't, if people think we have a microscope or an insight on what's going on in the
we have
ACO,
no
we
idea.
just talk, guys. We just talk in the same microphone or our headsets and watch people play cornhole. That's what we do. Besides that, we know almost nothing, which is good. We like it that way. We think it's good for talks like this. But I think you have to look at those areas. Why are the numbers small? How do we gain them? Who do we talk to? Once we talk to the right person, how do we incentivize them to grow it here? So next year we go from 20 to 50. If you take a major that's small from 1 year that goes from 20 to 50, let's go. I mean, that is huge for the sport and huge for the ACO.
My personal opinion on something like that, and maybe I shouldn't state this, but nobody's filtering me or censoring me for anything like that.
True.
Have you ever seen a marketing for a major that wasn't on Facebook or the ACO page?
Besides the signs driving in, if that counts. You ever
You've never
drove
seen
into
a
the town?
And I'm a little bit older than Dylan is, so if I say you've never seen a full page ad, you know what I mean, for something?
No, but I don't
haven't
know
either.
if that exists or not. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it exists either, but I mean, there's many backyard players that could be like, oh man, we're backyard champions. We win at our local blah 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 every year. But there's so many people that we go to, and they're like, oh, wait, you guys are here for a cornhole tournament? Where's that? When's that?
Yeah.
And we go to breakfast and see this, and these people love it. They're like, hey, we play cornhole out back. I want to see what's going on. In
passing out
Owensboro,
flyers.
in Owensboro, one of the biggest
yeah.
ones ever.
Yeah.
We go back to the hotel, and we met like 6 people sitting there, and they're like, are you guys over there? We love cornhole. We never played at a tournament like this. Can you guys show us what it's like? They had no idea it was happening there.
They came over there, played on our boards, bought bags.
Oh yeah. They bought bags. They played on our
crazy.
board. We brought them over. We wanted to grow the sport.
Flyers passed out in towns. I mean, there's
something like, hey,
you're right
this is
though. I
coming
have
to
not
town.
seen
like,
it
I've
outside
never
of Facebook.
Seen that.
Yeah.
So and there's so many people that love this game that are backyard champions. It's like we can beat anybody, you know, and that's what they believe. But in some of these, they may.
I mean, luckily
they may do that.
And to plug Clarksville itself, I'm in talks with the Visit Clarksville guy a little bit, right? And he's helping put together the major that's coming here in February. And this guy's, I mean, he called me yesterday, Bill, and he goes, what can I do to make this thing as big as I can? I'm talking to all the group business managers on Wednesday. I wanted that. But I'm not, you know, I don't know if that's always happens in every single town. But this guy, I'm telling you right now, this Visit Clarksville guy, he's been on us for a year.
It's awesome.
You know, I mean,
somebody that
he's
wants
passionate.
to grow.
He's passionate.
Exactly.
He cares about cornhole. This guy's scared that he's not going to get a lot of players. And I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, Clarksville, Tennessee, boy, you're going to be okay.
I think we're going to sell out. And folks, if you are still here and you are going to come, or you want to go to majors, this and that. Dude, Clarksville, we want to pack the freaking house. We want to make sure that there are so many players that they got to turn freaking people away because we don't have enough set of boards. We really want to pack this one out. We love this area. It is centrally located for us specifically. I mean, it's like a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
We've never had anything like this, and I know it would be super lucky of us to have something like this because not many people have a major that's in their freaking backyard. But we want to get this one huge.
Yeah.
Right.
Hoppajan saying send a mailer door to door. I mean, all these things. Yeah, I mean, these are things that we go through, guys. As being the company that we are, how do we expand ourselves? Because we had a lull for a few days, and we go, what the crap happened? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it picks up, and then it, you know. But how do we stay consistent? How do we continue to grow? I mean, this is Bill and I's thoughts. Every single day, most minutes of the day, we're thinking about how to grow the sport of cornhole and how to grow CBC. I mean, it is uppermost in our minds.
With the growth of cornhole grows CBC, and that's always been our mentality. So how can we get more people playing the game, more people playing the game professionally? Everybody that comes to, you know, the Axe on Friday nights,
had a guy talk about
on
the
Monday,
guy
just
on
the other
Monday.
day. I know. We get, you know, all these people that come in, and we start talking to them about bags. Shoot, just not even. I was about to say just to sell a set, and that's not the right wording for something like that. But just to get somebody involved in the game to love it as much as we do. I was like, you know, I sat there, I watched this throw. I saw, you know, was it nose down? Was it backloaded? Was it, Did he have a flat bag? Was it a tumbling bag? So I could suggest a bag for this person, and then I said, hey, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with how you're throwing each of these bags. Let me show up and I'll throw with you for an hour, and then we'll talk about a bag that maybe works for you, right? I have to see how this person throws for more than 5 seconds to be able to recommend. But it's more about growing the sport and making sure the club
Because
grows.
what that looks like to somebody is, Bill helped out one person. No way, folks. What Bill did is help one person that tells another person that tells another person that tells another person. We had a guy come in the other day, like I said, on Monday. This guy's in bibs and his construction. I mean, this guy worked a hard day. I mean, a hard day. You could tell. And he's just throwing to throw. He didn't even know it was a doubles regional. Picked up a random partner. You know what I mean? And he had ACL bags that he got from somebody for $20 because somebody had just got offloaded their ACL bags because it's an ACL tournament. This guy had no idea that you needed certain stamp bags. We talked to him, and this isn't about making a sale, guys. What this is about, this guy goes, I can't wait to come back. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see, and we got him bags that we think are going to suit him, but we also told him, let us know if you need something different. Let me know, you know what I mean? This and that, and it's just going through it with every single venue. Every single venue, guys. If you guys are somebody in a venue and you're turning away somebody that's new or hasn't been there before, please stop doing the wrong thing.
I don't think
everybody is accepted.
I don't think anybody is ever turning somebody away.
But bring them in.
But that's the difference. It's not that. It's not the
turning
passive.
Away,
don't do anything.
Right.
It's that you have to do something. Right. You have to make them feel like the family and bring them in.
And we say this. One quick.
My bad.
We say this in a way, especially if you're a pro. The reason if you're a pro that you want to bring new people in is because it brings money to Cornhole. What does that do? That brings money to you as a pro in the long run. When Cornhole grows, bag companies grow, apparel companies grow, hat companies grow, more sponsors, and then the sponsorship money grows for you as a pro. So if you're a pro going, I don't want to bring on new people, I'm already above that. Think about your own wallet if that's what you have to do. We are just here for the sport. But if you want to think about your own wallet, you bring the people in because it grows the sport, which then grows your money in the long run. Growing Cornhole is best for everybody.
Yep. Kayla, I love that comment. You said personally watching how someone throws and finding a bag that works with their throw.
We do it.
That's how you sell bags.
That's what we do.
I've done that I believe at least 5 times where I've met somebody on my personal time just to see how they throw, talk to them about it, try to help them out a little bit with their throw, and whatever they ended up with, be able to recommend 1, maybe 2 different sets of bags that would work specifically for them.
Yep.
That is something that didn't cost any money whatsoever to grow it.
Time and effort,
right?
brother.
When we talk about, majors that may have, fewer people in them and stuff like that, or how can we grow it without just saying, we're just going to throw 40 grand for first place and blah. There are many different things that you can do to get people involved in this, and that is one example. That's something that didn't take anything from me to be able to. Yeah. I mean, it's what is good.
I just thought of something crazy though. We'll talk about it.
I give them my personal number. I tell them, give me a call and we will go and just practice ourselves if you're not picking it up. I tell them all of these. These are things that don't cost any money for a company to be able to do, that gets people more involved and gets more people playing the game. If they buy my bags after that, wonderful. If they don't, I don't care. It's a friend and it's somebody that's going to come to the club and make sure that our club is super successful in the future. Yeah. So it is a great comment. It's not for a personal reason, although if that does also benefit, that's wonderful. More of it is for just to make sure that person comes back and enjoys the game that I love too.
Anybody here knows we're for the sport. It's faith, family, 4-baggers all day long here at CBC. We're just excited to be a part of the sport, man. And we're excited to hopefully make an impact as best as we possibly can. That's what we think about day in and day out. How can we affect the sport and move it forward? That's what we try to do.
Let's go.
CBC.
Folks, he has some. I don't really, but this is CBC out. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it, everybody. We'll see you guys later.